Hi everyone, welcome to my week 5 reading journal. So, this week, the 3 important ideas that I pulled out of the reading were about the Apostle Thomas and the fact that tradition holds that he went to India as a missionary, but there's not a whole lot of evidence that that was the case. There's some, but it's not like conclusive, so we think he did, but we're not sure. And also that even if he did, it doesn't seem like a lot of people were retained in the faith throughout time. And then the second one was that the East and the West were starting to separate into Catholic and Orthodox. So they were kind of coming apart where their beliefs were not together. And the third one was that monasticism was becoming a bigger part of the faith, and more and more people were joining it and creating orders. The connection that I made with the reading was about the monastic communities and how there was more and more people being pulled in. I've been to the monastery in South Dakota several times for some long weekends, and I can say that I can see the draw, at least at first, to have a beautiful room with a view by yourself, the quiet, and all you have to do is study and eat and go to mass, and there's beautiful trails to walk. So I can definitely see the appeal of being in a monastic community. The part that had the emotion for me was the story from this book about Thomas's wooden post that he put up, and the legend that if you stood behind it, like the water wouldn't ever get past it, and the fact that people during a tsunami went there, and even though it like flooded in different areas past that point, that they were safe there. I just thought that was really cool. The quote that I used was from Nestorius' reply to Cyril's second letter, where I just took part of the sentence, but it was all good. And he wrote, cutting all long-windedness out all long-windedness to spare you any nausea in the face of an overlong, obscure, indigestible, gotta scroll over, tract. I just like the fact that he was a little, I don't know, not naughty, but like he used his words very well in his reply, like passive aggressively kind of. I just thought it was funny how he responded to the letter. And then the 2 questions I had were, initially I had some questions about Cyril's first letter. He was talking about that there were in the way that he was trying to counteract that there would be 2 sons instead of just one Jesus, and that they can't share the throne. And I think what he was talking about was that Jesus cannot be wholly human and still have been with God in the beginning. And so I'm just wondering, is that everyone else's take on the 2 sons sharing the throne situation? And then I'm not sure if I'm going to say this right, but the Zoroastrians, they were talking about how they didn't like that the Christians buried their dead because the water would wash over the bodies, I suppose when it rained, and it would wash into like their streams and their water sources, and it was polluting the earth. But it seems like they burned their dead, and so I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't know that that's completely great for the environment either, but I'm assuming that that's just something they didn't know about the ramifications yet. So just wondering what you guys thought about that. Hope you have a good week, and I'll talk to you guys again on Friday.